Ice cream is one way to cool off on this first day of summer and to celebrate Father's Day, but clouds covered some of the celebrations in the valley with a threat of severe storms. Thank you for joining us tonight and happy Father's Day. I'm Krista Baim. Severe weather is moving through the valley tonight, and to make sure that you have the latest, let's go to busy meteorologist Lisa Green right away. Lisa?
Thank you, Krista. We still have a tornado watch in effect for tonight for much of central North Dakota and western North Dakota. The northern portion of that, though, has been shaved off a little bit, and that does include our counties in the Devil's Lake Basin, but our counties in the James River Valley still under that watch for the next 30 minutes. So let's get that out of the way and then show you the radar. It's lighting up quite a bit. We've been dealing with some strong storms in the northeastern part of North Dakota throughout the evening hours, and the ones in the south are starting to approach our viewing area in the James River Valley. So moving a little bit or looking out west, you can see there have been some hail reports and some rain reports, flooding reports rather, over toward the Bismarck area. None here, though there was just a very strong wind gust reported in the Carrington area, more than 50 miles per hour. Here's a look at the Northern Valley. We've seen things weaken quite a bit after a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado warning rather in that part of our viewing area. Now it's just general rain with some places where we may be dealing with some small hail. Carrington, we're going to turn off the storm tracks because it's getting a little busy there, getting hit pretty hard at the moment with some hail, some strong gusty winds, and a lot of lightning with that storm. But by far the strongest storm in the region is in the Southern Valley, starting to approach our southwestern viewing area. So we're going to watch that. Right now it looks like the worst of this is going to be in the form of some damaging wind gusts tonight, and can't rule out other modes of severe weather too. We'll be talking about that coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Lisa. And you can stay up to date on the weekend weather conditions anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just download the Storm Team weather app to get the latest. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store. A couple in a North Fargo apartment building got an alarming wake-up call when a man entered their home and pistol whipped the man living there multiple times. Police are searching for a black man who entered the home near the 300 block of 7th Avenue North and held the couple at gunpoint, demanding money. Police say there was a brief struggle between the male tenant and the armed suspect after the tenant noticed the gun was actually an airsoft gun. The suspect pistol whipped the male tenant and took the woman's purse and left on a bicycle. A K-9 unit was unable to track him, and the suspect is described as a 6'2" black man, 20 to 30 years old, wearing black pants, a black hoodie, and a New York Yankees hat. The 20th Street pedestrian bridge over Interstate 94 in Moorhead is closed until further notice after a railroad crane hit 3 overpass bridges in Moorhead. It then fell off a semi-trailer on I-94 under the 20th Street South Bridge, creating a traffic delay for hours. The semi was heading west this afternoon with a crane that exceeded height limitations. It hit the 34th Street, the railroad overpass, and the overpass at 20th Street before falling off the trailer. Another car was damaged by debris from the semi. A man was taken to the hospital in Grand Forks after being intentionally hit by a pickup. The Ford pickup was driven by 42-year-old Glenn Wetstein of Grand Forks. It happened around 6 last night on the 4900 block of Iron Gate Court. The man hit by the pickup is 24-year-old Nicholas Steinkühler. Steinkühler was taken to the hospital, was treated, and released. Wetstein has been charged with reckless endangerment and aggravated assault. Police say the incident is still under investigation. A Gackle man is injured after being hit by a pickup while riding his mountain bike on Highway 30 today. 55-year-old Michael Dean was riding his bike south along the edge of the road when he was hit from behind by a pickup. He was thrown from the bike. The driver, 41-year-old Shane Doctor of Streeter, slowed his pickup and stopped on the shoulder of the road. Dean was wearing a helmet but was taken to the hospital with injuries. 10 at 10 continues with a day of mixed emotions in South Carolina. Many came to celebrate a community in mourning. The Emmanuel African Methodist Church opened its doors just 4 days after 9 of its members were gunned down in what's being investigated as a hate crime. Members of the congregation sang and prayed in what they called a healing service, praying not only for the victims and their families, but for the gunmen too. For the first time, there was visible security inside and outside, a signal of how much has changed. A number of motorcycle crashes throughout the valley this weekend. A motorcyclist was able to walk away with scrapes and bruises after a pickup hit his motorcycle on I-94 in Jamestown on Saturday. 59-year-old Lawrence Dahl of Fargo was driving his Harley-Davidson west on I-94 when he slowed to make an improper turn on a crossover west of the Highway 281 exit. 60-year-old Michael Jones of Dickinson was driving a pickup pulling a flatbed trailer, and he tried to merge onto the interstate and hit the motorcycle. Dahl was thrown from the bike as it slid on its side. He was not wearing a helmet, but was wearing protective clothing. No one else was hurt. And a motorcyclist was taken to the hospital after hitting a deer on Highway 2 in Polk County. It happened around 10 last night. 54-year-old David Molds of Fisher, Minnesota, was traveling east on Highway 2 near East Grand Forks when he crashed after hitting the deer. He was taken to Altru Hospital for minor injuries. Single fathers are on the rise, less than 300,000 in 1960 to now more than 2 million. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, over a quarter of families in the Midwest are single fathers raising kids. But some dads say the support isn't there. Valley News Team's Macy Anger talked to 3 fathers who say it's a struggle to raise kids, but it's worth it.
Sean Halverston takes his son Marley and daughter Lupita to the park often. Halverston became a single father after his son was born.
I'm lucky that I have somebody that's so willing to be, to make a compromise, because you never really see that these days.
He watches his kids a few months at a time, and then they go to their mom.
It's just kind of an ordinary thing to see a guy that's raising his kids.
He says that's what makes it hard to get support. Many assistance programs are geared towards single mothers.
It's a hard reality.
Women got the power, and it's like if you mess up, you piss her off, if you make it so she doesn't want you to be in that child's life, it's going to be a battle for you to be in that child's life.
Even in the court system, it's hard for a dad to get custody. I think the mothers just assume that they're going to get custody going in, and it's really the father's burden to prove that wrong.
But all 3 dads say it's important to step up.
Getting to watch her grow up and change.
I'll be right there with him every step of the way, and yeah, I'm very excited for her to see what kind of man he grows up into.
It gives you like a new value for your life, and you actually learn what love is.
Halverston says he wants the best for his son and daughter.
Make them happy and never have to experience any kind of pain.
And for him, Father's Day is just another day. In Fargo, Macy Inger, Valley News Live.
Support for single fathers has been a hot button issue in both North Dakota and Minnesota. A few months ago, many people in support of a measure that was voted down in North Dakota say the court favors mothers over fathers. In Minnesota, dads planned a rally at the Capitol arguing the same issue.